Hello, welcome back to another developer update with
It's that time. It's that time of the month
it's that time of the month again
again.
with chief creative person, chief guy, Jairo
Me,
Nieto, uh, good developer and good all-around guy,
all around good guy.
Nicolas. Yes.
There you go.
All-around good guy, yes, and me, content director Juan Duque. Welcome back to another developer update. We're here to talk about, of course, some of the things you'll see in the next release for World War Doh.
Which is coming in middle of May.
Middle Bay.
There you go. Middle of May. You heard it. You heard it from the voice of the development team himself. Middle of May, we're releasing a new version.
First things first. Some balance changes that are coming with this new version. What can you guys tell us about this?
So I would say there's several balance changes. I'd like to point out. Well, first of all, the one that a lot of players are hopefully expecting is where further adjustments to Killbot. Killbot has been, quite contentious in the last few months, and we've tried to balance him, by taking small steps instead of just swinging the bat and making him totally unviable. We actually explored a version of Killbot where he had like a self-destruct timer. If you like that idea, please comment down below. We discarded that idea because it actually had some balancing issues. But so we went in a little bit more of a safer way to like reduce his efficiency. He's still too efficient, and that's like one of the first points that we're addressing. The second one is we are increasing the amount of dough in the barrel that drops on the map. So the idea is that every player now has a little bit more dough in their pockets, and access to a big burst of dough once per match, unless you have the barrel card, of course. But which we hope opens the door for some new synergies and helps a little bit in bringing back in a much healthier form the spell cycle, and not just like burn, but have some parts during the battle where the spell cycle actually becomes viable again. That said, we took a look at some of the artifacts and we revisited some of the spells to make them a little bit more appealing. And last but not least, we looked at air units and are working to bring air back. So this is our first attempt into making air a little bit more viable. We felt that air was a little bit forgotten, and so that is like the big picture of the balance changes. There's a lot more details there, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Pretty cool. Yeah, some of those are very, very necessary. I think. What do you know? People are abusing Killbot with Vanish.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
No, it's a very good strategy, but as we talked in the last video, it's good to keep the meta fresh, and the decks with Killbot were a lot.
How about that?
So
Is that the only takeaway, that we nerfed Killbot? Is that the only thing you guys are hearing from?
That's the main one for me. But anything that will keep the meta fresh for me is welcome in the game. Like, for example, last time we did the nerf to the bunkers and the bunker and the igloo, and it's great to see that the players that were usually known for just getting inside the bunker are
now outside of the bunker.
Are forced to try something different and something new.
While the bunker still being a very viable card.
Yeah, totally. I also think that
totally.
The bunker is still viable.
Again, we create all of these units, so they are all supposed to be fun and enjoyable. So it's nice to mix it up.
I also think it's great that the duo economy has changed because combo players can rejoice. I mean, that extra burst of dough can really help with some pretty crazy combos that some players can make.
I think so too. Yeah, that's exactly where we're going with that balancing. We're seeing what possibilities that opens, and sure, we'll keep a close eye on it. That said, we also know that new units are part of keeping the meta fresh. I'm starting to feel that we are going to be working on new units, not for this update or the next, but hopefully for the one in July. Just a little preview of the preview of the preview.
Yes, definitely. And also, I hear that you guys can tell us something regarding brawls and some sort of new rules for brawls.
Yeah.
Nico, tell
So
us.
this is where I come in. Okay, so we've seen that brawls had a bit of like slight problem. We usually add some rules to our matchmaker, which helps like people have fair fights, and we also had applied those to the brawl section. But brawls are a bit more samey. Like we don't want players like. One of the things that we usually do is allow players with like the same commander level, so that levels the playing field. But brawls shouldn't be for that. Brawls should be where you go and you just can go crazy, like have all of your decks at the same time, go and just try to make the most amount of blocks you can do. So we're currently changing that. We're doing the last test.
No more
So-
brawls.
No more brawls. That's our fix. No.
So
We-
no more brawls.
No. Let's crash that. Actually, we want more brawls. We're making sure that players from all commander levels can just go in. And if you've ever had a friendly match, you can see that when you enter, like the commanders like have certain levels, the units have certain levels, like not levels that you usually have. So we're also implementing that into brawls. That's what we're
Nice.
testing right now.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
so that will make it more fun. Like the reason why we level with the commander level is so players that have like near the same level of cards can face each other.
Mhm.
But now let's just go crazy with the brawls. Let's just go and you can see the power level of the cards at max strength.
Enjoy the
so-
craziness without any level restrictions. We're playing at tournament levels.
Exactly. So that also helps, like let's say for Dr. Dev, because sometimes when Dr. Dev appears, you have like cards that have like a low level. But if you're in the brawl, like it doesn't matter. You can go with that level 1 bunker that you have, and it'll be in max level. So I think that will be like a fun change for brawls.
So players are going to be able to double dip. They're going to be able to, enjoy brawls without having to worry about card levels. But also during those days, complete Dr. Death's Trial of Style in a much more simpler way, right? And by the way, that leveling does not just include commander level card levels, but just as in friendly mode, it also includes skin levels. So you can also try out the skins, that you don't often use. Maybe you will fall in love with one new skin.
But also, like you can go with the skins that you don't usually use, and you can see how they can affect the gameplay, like without having to actually level them. We're currently hard at work with the club event. Like it's currently online to be on
It's
the
becoming
July
a
update.
myth, Nico.
It's becoming a myth. Like
It's becoming a myth. Is it real?
For sure.
When is it scheduled for, Nico?
it's currently scheduled for the June update. That was I was going to send it.
Yes, you're skipping 1 month. It's scheduled for the June update. Okay.
For the-
The next update. So the next update will be the mid of May update.
Yeah, the main update, and then we will have the June update. That will have the club event.
famous club event update. All
Yeah.
right, that's fantastic. All right, let me tell you guys a little bit about the event, and maybe Juan and Nico can fill in, if I miss anything. So, the idea of the club event is that, of course, you're gonna have to belong to a club to take part of the event, and once the event begins, your club is going to be infiltrated by the devil, and he's going to be sending messages to your club, and you are going to be entering a PvE map where you're going to be fighting a huge version of the devil, which actually has 3 different versions. So each version has its own mechanics and its own resistances and its own special powers. One of them, if I recall, it's called Muy Picante. The idea is that the devil has a certain amount of health, and every time someone goes in to try and attack the devil, the idea is to try and deal as much damage as possible before the devil kills you. And the amount of health that the club deals in total, adding the high score of every player. So it's not just like grinding it; it's just like only your high score will count as part of the damage that the club has been dealt. So you're trying to defeat your own high score every time that you go in to contribute more to the club. Once, if you're able to deal the whole like health bar of damage to the devil as a club, guess what? The club wins, and the devil doesn't take over your club, because if you lose, the devil takes over your club for the remainder of the month. Not kidding. And clubs and there's going to be, besides that, a leaderboard of clubs. So it's not just getting the reward, but clubs that are at the top of the leaderboards, have dealt the most damage to the devil by having their members do awesome stuff and come up with great combinations and strategies to defeat those devil mechanics, are going to get even better rewards. That's, my friends, the club event, the devil club event. Anything that I've missed? I said that no one is going to be able to defeat the devil alone, and of course, someone is going to defeat the devil alone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm sure suddenly one of our players, but I do believe that our clubs will be able to take like the challenge.
It's a fun event, and you can see within your club, right, Nico? Like you're able to see who has played against the devil and what their score is, so that you can go for your slackers and go like, "Hey guys, come on, we want those sweet rewards."
Yeah, it's another way
The
to
rewards are
kind of
sweet.
filter for good club members. Now
Yep.
that clubs are really like the top 10 clubs in each region are starting to like solidify. They are making sure that those that are not donating or not participating, they just kick them out and get new members that are active. So this is
Throw
another
them
way
to the
make-
curb.
Yes.
Wow, that's ruthless. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, for sure. For the next one.
Yes.
This is just a little peek. Actually, a big peek. But
It's a big peak.
and just to round up some of the things, not maybe the most important thing in the new update, but Nico, you were mentioning something regarding the mechanic that turns the cards that you get into coins when the cards are already maxed out.
Yeah, we've been revising the system. There were some like things that weren't happening with the system, so we're doing that. That's only for like our top percent of players who actually have maxed out a level of the card. So like the next update will bring you the fix that many of you were asking.
Nico, we're going to be doing something to make the balloons valuable again. We'll not say more. But we definitely are. We're aiming for, I think, in the June update, right?
Hopefully even before. We're hoping
So
to.
a mid patch, or are you looking for May?
We're trying to look before we start the new season.
Beautiful.
Because it has to do with seasons. Hyro was very interested in looking in ways in which we can make the doubloons like a very valuable resource for you.
Excellent.
With that little tidbit of information regarding doubloons, I think that's it for this update.
I think it's a solid update. I'm really excited to see how the balance changes come out, guys.
Yeah, me too.
Brawls with friendly levels.
For
that
sure.
the games.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's by the way, that's gonna allow brawls people to find matches a lot easier,
Of
because we're not
course.
going to be gating by level, as Nico mentioned. So
That's gonna
I
be
think
fun.
brawls are gonna feel
Yeah.
very very
It's gonna be
Fact.
a bigger pool of players for you to compete against.
For
so
sure.
it's gonna be awesome. If there's anything you guys wanna mention regarding any units or any of the mechanics of the game, just leave it in the comments below. And if you like the content, just like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're making one of these every month regarding
Yes.
the monthly updates. And you guys get to hear from us first what's coming up in the next updates for the game. All right.
bye everyone.
Until
Take
later,
care.
see you in the battlefield.
Pro.
See ya.